Mia and I scurried around the stairwell to see a smallish but solid woman holding Beverly by the hair as Schwartz's cook reached around to claw at the woman's left eye. We were about to lend our assistance to the fracas when Schwartz appeared in the foyer from the dining room's middle exit. He had the bread knife he'd been using at dinner, which he had brandished in the face of the strange woman who held Beverly's collapsed French twist in her unforgiving grasp. "Miss," he said, assuming her marital status, having not been properly introduced as yet, "please release Miss Shaughnessy's head."
Exiled Tibetan Prime Minister Lobsang Sangay was in Ottawa recently to meet with Canadian Parliament members. At the behest of the Subcommittee on International Human Rights, the Canadian Parliament listened to the Tibetan leader express his concerns over increased Chinese oppression in his country. There have been over 100 self-immolations in Tibet in just the last 3 years. Each horrifying suicide is the result of Chinese oppression of political or religious freedoms in the region. Mr. Sangay was quoted as saying, "The cause of self-immolation is clear. Political repression, economic marginalization, environmental destruction, cultural assimilation, and denial of religious freedom. It's very clear. Inoccupation is the main cause." Canada's newly created Office of Religious Freedom has appointed Andrew Bennett as its ambassador. Mr. Sangay has invited Ambassador Bennett to visit Tibet to witness firsthand his concern over human rights. Mr. Sangay contends that the burgeoning business climate between Canada and the Chinese should not impede Canadian interest in human rights in Tibet. This puts Canada in a tricky spot. In recent years, Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper has been trying to bolster business relations with Beijing. Yet an ambassador's visit to Tibet could be seen as an inflammatory interference from the Chinese perspective. A large unknown is whether China would allow such a visit to take place at all. Mr. Sangay maintains that China should allow a visit because they always say we have nothing to hide. Anyone can come in and see things for themselves. He went on to say, if that is the basis of their argument, then the Canadian government should say, then we would like to see what is going on inside Tibet, and we will report to you, objectively, as a friend, and also report to the world what is going on. About 3 self-immolations continue to occur every month in Tibet over the heavy hand of Chinese oppression. The situation continues to worsen as China accuses the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration of instigating the suicidal practice. Prime Minister Sangay and his government in exile has repeatedly denounced the practice. At the same time, China continues to control the Tibetan region and its people with a tight grip. Sangay said, just because you keep quiet, don't expect the Chinese government to give you a better deal. They're good business people. And then, if you don't speak out on these core issues, they'll take you as weak. Metropolitan Neophyte of Rus was recently elected as the new spiritual leader of Bulgaria's Orthodox Church on Sunday, February 24th. He was elected by a secret ballot of 14 bishops who make up the Church's Holy Synod. Neophyte's election happened during nationwide protests against high-energy bills and government corruption. The Church has also faced charges of corruption in recent years. Some of its elders are reported to have ties with communist-era secret police. They're also said to have connections with wealthy businessmen that have allowed church elders to live in luxury while much of Bulgaria lives in the grip of poverty. A panel investigated the communist-era Secret Service a year ago and announced that 11 of the church's 15 metropolitans had ties to the secret police. The recently elected neophyte was among them. He told the BTA news agency that he felt no guilt about the connections, since they were required when traveling outside the country. The 67-year-old patriarch is expected to continue his predecessor's efforts to repair differences between the Orthodox and Catholic churches.